What's up, horror fam, and welcome to another YouTube live stream here on HHN 365. We are back. Look at that, 3 weeks in a row, Jonathan.
You
Consistency.
did it.
Who would have
Look
thought?
at that.
Who would have thought? Who would have thought? But I don't have just one Jonathan with me this week. I have two. If you are in the HHN live stream game and you enjoy watching these, you already know the other one. That's John from the Hauntline.
Hello, Duff. Hello, John.
Hello, John.
Hello, John. What's up, y'all? Happy to be here. Really excited to be talking about Hollywood with you, Orlando folks. Even though
Always a pleasure, and vice versa.
yeah, man.
It's one of those fun crossover episodes fully. I feel like when we get together, it's usually like we talk about Hollywood.
True.
This week, we're talking both. It's a competition, if you will.
It is.
I don't know if it's really a competition, but, you know.
We're gonna prove some people in our chat right, I think.
Oh boy. Yeah. Before we do get to the chat, because I'll be there in a second. If you didn't know by the title, we are literally going to look at specifically last year. So that's HHN 2024 in Hollywood, HHN 33 in Orlando. We're gonna watch some walkthroughs of the shared properties and share our thoughts, I guess.
Yeah. Compare and contrast.
On how that's gonna go. Any predictions?
I mean, even though I am from Hollywood, I think there's, this goes without saying, the design out in Orlando is truly incredible. So I don't know. Some may say that I might have Hollywood bias, but I've got a lot of Orlando bias. I'm just going to say that right out the gate. I'll be honest. Credit where credit is due.
To be
the
fair,
bias is just by going to the event. That's
I mean,
that's all it takes.
Yeah. All it took was 2018, one night, and I was like, good God, I'm never not coming to this event. So,
is it kind of unfair that we picked the Hollywood creator who just loves Orlando?
I was paid handsomely, so,
No, you pay handsomely to go. Actually. All right, let's get into the comments before we get into the fun stuff here. First of all, Albert, always with us here every week and always on the Hotline stream. I know that.
Indeed.
This could be interesting. If we have enough time, we'll see how quickly we get through the ones we have. It could be interesting to pick one or two houses that were shared in previous years and look back at those. And I think Alien vs. Predator, Freddy vs. Jason, both very good options. Well regarded in Hollywood as well, right?
Incredibly well. Both of them, yeah.
Yeah. Both in Orlando as well, so that could be fun to look back on.
Mm-hmm.
As always, Chemo Dog is here with us with the reference, the sad reference now. Mike Daniels, what's up? Thanks for joining us. Who would win a wrestling match, Murdy or Ariel? I mean, we could change it to Aiello, and I feel like Murdy's still the answer. I don't want to face that guy in a wrestling cage. Or ring, or whatever the setting is for wrestling. Can you imagine Hell in a Cell versus John Murdy?
Oh, God, he's got the cane. He's using the cane. By God.
No, I passed that up. No, thank you.
The thing is, I think Aiello knows wrestling moves. I don't know if Murdy does.
No, he does not. Yeah, I'll tell you that much.
Point.
Yeah.
That's a good point.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what Aiello's finisher would be.
Ooh.
We'll leave that one for the chat.
An 8th IP. That's his finishing move.
Oh, God.
Mothman, thanks for joining us. Can't wait for Hollywood to get dumped on by mostly Orlando crew. I think, funnily enough, the person who's not from Orlando might dump on it more.
I know for a fact that Jonathan likes a couple of Hollywood houses more than I've ever liked them. So
I do. In general,
Orlando
absolutely.
John likes Hollywood more than the Hollywood John.
Exactly.
That is for sure. That doesn't make sense.
It's
Entertainment Connection. Nico, always with the Hauntline on your streams, of course. Thanks for joining us. Interesting. That's for sure. That's for sure.
It's a good way to describe it.
Yeah.
Oh, here we go. Mark, thanks so much for joining. It's Duff time.
Oh.
Goblethan too.
Yep.
And Good John. Yep.
I
wasn't going to
get
say
it.
I was. Thanks for joining us as always. Mary in the house, of course. Welcome, welcome. Cosmic Joker, welcome back. Always keep showing up. Oh, look who's here. Ariana. Thanks for joining. I'm used to seeing you in a different live stream. Yeah, we know, Albert. Trust me. We know.
We're well aware.
What else? Oh my God. We have so much. Hollywood Orlando?
I choose Lando.
Orlando or Hollywood Orlando with an accidental space? I don't know what you're going for.
No, Lando Calrissian.
Lando
Ah.
wins.
Yeah.
Like
This is an all Orlando crew.
No, look at the shirt. Look at the shirt, Albert. Come on.
What?
Look at the
Wow,
shirt.
I just noticed that.
Wow, that's so good. That's so good.
I'm here representing. And that's with a Z in representing.
Hollywood is Roblox, where Orlando is PS5. Oh, that's, the bias is against Hollywood. Yeah, that's, yep. Oh, it was noticed before we did. Good eyes there, Chloe. Good eyes.
Hi, Chloe.
All right, I think we're caught up enough where we can actually start to get into more of the stuff here. Let's go to a question first. An appropriate question from MC Films. Would you prefer all Hollywood houses at Orlando or all Orlando houses at Hollywood? Exactly the same houses, swapped locations. I would take Hollywood houses at Orlando.
Oh,
yeah. I still think
interesting.
the vibe of the Hollywood event is really where it lacks. I think if you had the Orlando vibe, but Hollywood houses, it does the job. But once you take away that vibe, it's tough to catch up.
Yeah.
You agree, John? You're on the
I'd
same
have
page?
to agree. I'd have to agree.
Okay, all right. No, ship your houses over here. I want to stop flying 5 hours. Like let's just bring them over here. I can get past the vibe. We've got Not Scary Farm.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. To be fair, I already fly to you anyways.
That's true.
Someone
and
has
vice
to fly
versa.
regardless.
That's true.
Gotta support my local team all the way. Chemo Dog Hearts Hollywood.
There we go.
Fair, I guess.
Seems like the chat is actually the Hollywood representative today.
I think they are.
For being Orlando based, we have a very Hollywood aggressive chat every week. Specifically YouTube Lives. Like anything else we do, no. Orlando. YouTube Lives, Hollywood.
Interesting.
I don't know why you guys come to us. It's a bad choice.
YouTube Lives and Discord. Our Discord's very Hollywood heavy
That is
too.
true. Yeah, it does pretty well there.
Interesting.
Aiello's finishing move would be the icon. Murdy's would be the black wall. All right, so we're going to go back to another question here from HHN Scott. As someone who's not been to Hollywood, are the crowds about the same as Orlando each night? I would say, from my experience and opinion, I think the crowds are a bit less, but the way the park flows, it feels like about the same.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So you have less houses, less space, and it makes it feel like a crowded night in Orlando when maybe there's actually less people there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would agree. I think what really the thing that sets us apart in Hollywood is the wait times. Like I feel like it's rare for you guys, and correct me if I'm wrong, but it's rare for you guys to get like consistent 2 hour, 2.5 hour, 3 hour waits, where in Hollywood it happens quite often, especially when it's a very strong IP. I mean, I think back to The Weekend, or even like Stranger Things, those were easily 2 hour waits, 2 hour plus waits. And I don't feel like I ever see that in Orlando consistently. Like on a packed night toward, the end of October, sure. But I don't know. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, I'd say that's correct. I think on average, our most popular house will hold a good 90 to 100.
Sure.
But then there's usually a pretty good fall off after that. I mean, you'll see houses hit 2 hours and hold at 90. You'll have like 6 houses at 90 minutes and stuff. But on average, no. You'll usually have one in that kind of 90-minute plus range.
Yeah, but you see videos from Hollywood. I like those are where all the funny videos come of everyone going like, "Don't come to Halloween Horror Nights this year." And it's just the endless switchbacks and all the people standing in them, like especially the mummy queue and everything, like
Oh,
just
God.
people driving right past and seeing the huge lines. Like looking at that, like on a social media perspective, why would you want to go to Hollywood? It just looks absolutely packed and crowded every night, which is why RIP tour is the way to go every time.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah.
I can't do Hollywood without it.
Mm.
There's
Yeah.
no chance.
Especially when we're flying all the way over there, like you have to.
You have to. Yeah, absolutely. Unless you want to wait in lines all day, or like there's a way to cheat the system, but then you're working. You're not having fun. You're working.
I have done it before. It is possible. It's just that's your whole day is dedicated to working the system.
Spooky Bits here, going to Hollywood for the first time this year.
Oh, exciting!
Enjoy that.
That's incredible.
Hopefully they give you some fun originals to really differentiate the two events too.
Yeah.
Arkham says Hollywood would have a hard time with the high qualities of Orlando. I mean, yeah, but if we're going back to what the question was, if they're just directly brought over, then it should be the same quality, right?
I'll say this much. You hand the Hollywood crew the Orlando blueprints, they'll get it done, without a doubt.
Yeah.
The craftsmanship in Hollywood is really, really good. It's just, it comes down to the planning. So I guarantee it would happen. If it was untouched by anybody in Hollywood, they would nail it.
My only thing is, I guess it wasn't Blueprint, but for Scarecrow, great house in Hollywood. Do not get me wrong. Great house. They had D treatment. John Murdy used the exact treatment, and it still wasn't the same.
Sure.
While very good, it did not reach that high.
I think we'll also experience something similar to that when we're talking about these comparisons with Ghostbusters Frozen Empire, a treatment that is very similar, like almost exact, and yet done in very different levels of quality on both coasts.
Yeah, absolutely. And with the restrictions that Hollywood has, right? Like in Orlando, you guys have huge sound stages. In Hollywood, we're kind of stuck with the tents. So it was literally the Hollywood version of Ghostbusters last year was like the mini version of the Orlando Ghostbusters. Everything was just smaller scale, but beat for beat, pretty much the same.
Tiny firehouse, just
tiny,
a little baby firehouse.
Little tiny guy.
Is it me, or with the soundstage space that Hollywood had last year, there could have been another house snuck in, or two, potentially?
Yes.
I'm just saying.
Yes.
Could have maybe used the space a little better. I don't know how the queues would have worked, but
12 alone, they could have fit 2 houses in there plus a queue. Like,
that I remember turning the corner for the first time and looking into it and like, that's the house? That little thing? In this big soundstage? That little thing?
Phenomenal soundstage power, itty bitty little maze.
Yes.
They could have taken the Turtle Bloodlines and put it in the tent and took Ghostbusters and put it in the soundstage.
Sure.
Everyone's happier. Everyone's happier.
Yeah.
Zombie Chris, what's up? Thanks for joining us. I'll take Orlando Maze quality, but Hollywood scare actors anytime. I think that's very fair. I think one of my favorite things about Hollywood, even though it doesn't always work to the advantage of the house, is that they just fucking let them go at it. They let the scare actors have a fucking great time being their character. And in Orlando,
I don't know, bro. I was chased by the lipstick demon in Orlando last year. Literally chased.
There are exceptions. Some of them, especially Insidious last year, they got some free roam for sure. There are exceptions, but so much of Orlando is just, here's your boo hole, stick to it. So I totally get it.
Hollywood, they're like, Leatherface, you have this table right here. Do a scene. Just do whatever. Have fun. And it worked. It was great.
I remember my first year in Hollywood, 2018. There was Halloween 4. And the first time I realized the scare actors were different was when Michael Myers was like sprinting at me. I was like, this is not what Michael Myers does. He never sprints. He ominously trots towards you. And this guy's like full on sprinting at me.
But it's better.
But I like it. But I like it. Both events felt quieter this year. Yeah, I agree with that.
Especially Hollywood. Yeah.
You
You could
guys
actually
had
walk around this year. It was weird, man.
Mm-hmm.
some of the numbers I saw posted throughout the season was crazy.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Like I could do like when the park opened, weekend was like 20 30 20 minutes like for hours until it finally, went up to the 2 hour wait. But like it's insane that a property that big at that event with IPs that we had was so low for such a long amount of time. Like I sort of just ran it like over and over and over again while it was low because like why not?
Right.
I've never been able to do that at Hollywood before, like that consistently.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
And this is a good point from Entertainment Connection. Hollywood feels packed because it's an out and back park. Orlando's has the full wrap.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a great point because especially once you go down to the lower lot, just fucking stuck down there till you go back up. It's a pain in the ass. Such a pain in the ass.
And the big difference too is that Orlando was designed, and whereas Hollywood has just been retrofitted, and it's going to continue to be retrofit forever until they finally decide to get rid of the back lot entirely, which I don't think will ever happen. But they're just going to continue to retrofit.
Definitely. Actually, Jonathan, 365 Jonathan can answer this as well, sort of. How do RIP tours compare on both coasts? You've done the Hollywood one as well, Jonathan. I personally think the Hollywood one is slightly better just because of the food included. I like that it's like a tight 4 hours, then you go on your way and you keep using that express queue throughout the night. I think if you're just looking for one night, you're a casual fan, you want to do everything, Orlando's might be more suited to that. But if you're a nerd and you want to get 57 runs of a house in one night, Hollywood's is the way to go.
It's so good. The RIP lines are the best thing ever invented because express lines could still have a wait. It could still be like a 10, 15-minute wait depending on how long the house is. RIP lines, waits don't exist. You walk up and they say, sorry guys, you got the sorry standby line and express line. Hold on.
Yeah, you stop
RIP's
us
going
peasants.
through. Yeah. I did it for Chucky. I marathoned it and everyone was just, God damn it, because they just keep saying the same person, stop the line and we go through. I had to. It was such a good house.
That was Goblethin right there. That was Goblethin. Just
yeah. My little RIP badge. they stopped making me scan it because they're just just go through. We know. We see the badge.
That's amazing.
But yeah, it's the line and the special experiences too that I think you were about to get to, Duff. That the Terror Tram or other instances they've changed it, depending on the year, but there's usually always an extra or two special experience that you can only do if you're on RIP tour. And if once again you're a nerd, you want to see everything the event has to offer, that's a cool way of doing it.
Right.
Yeah, it definitely adds a lot for sure. And we really have to get started here and looking at some of these POVs if we want to get through them and maybe get some additional ones at the end. But John, I want to point one question at you. Why does Hollywood spell things with Z's?
Because John Murdy is a troll, and one day somebody called him out for a Z, and he's been Zing ever since.
Just can't stop Zing.
Facts with a Z. Facts.
I mean, I kind of love it. I'm not going to lie.
No, I mean,
listen, we get trashed. Albert, looking at you for what we say about Murdy, but I genuinely love the guy and the way he acts. He's so petty, and it's so fun.
Oh, man.
It's so fun. All right, I'm going to sneak one more in here because this one sticks out to me. The absolute worst was Chucky. This is in Hollywood. Even with Express, the line was 45 minutes to all RIP. And I specifically remember with RIP that we would walk in and they just fucking immediately stop everyone. It was amazing. Every time we did Chucky, they did not care how many people, how long the wait was. Everyone stop. RIP. Come on, let's go. Every single one of you. Every time.
We were the problem, Duff.
We were the problem. You more than me, but
yes.
I said, I'm going to go do Monstrose again. He said, I'm going to run Chucky 17 more times, actually.
And I did.
Later.
I absolutely did.
I believe it.
Here. That one.
Not the best place.
Oh,
Duff.
Lord. Oh,
Bloodline.
Lord.
We're going to start in Orlando.
Oh, God.
You can find this walkthrough on the HHN 365 YouTube channel. You're watching this live, by the way. So let me know if you want me to pause at any point. I will pause, and we're going to discuss Eternal Bloodlines first in Orlando.
Who's that guy?
I have a story about that opening scene, like right there, that facade. So this video doesn't really show it, but because it's hard to see, but there were lots of snow that would come down, like just bits of like fake snow or whatever. The first run I ever did on Eternal Bloodlines, it got in my throat, and I was just coughing the entire run. I couldn't pay attention. That's all I was doing.
Quit eating the snow, John. Damn.
I wasn't trying. There was so much that first day.
It was like
it was funny walking up to it and then seeing it just billow out of the tent and just being like, oh, okay, we got some snow.
I never realized bubbles could be so thick. I'll tell you that.
Snope.
Random air puff scare. I remember that.
That's how you start a house, yeah.
There she is. She'll make it through this whole house.
We don't have a great walkthrough. This is like the worst possible walkthrough. But also, it replicates the experience in Orlando, where you never got a good walkthrough of this house.
Oh, it's such a cool effect. I love that.
I did like that.
Yeah.
The storytelling part was fun.
Problem is, those transition hallways are so tiny.
Mm-hmm.
I
pissed
hate that.
everyone off. See, I don't mind it. Here, let's go. I think it's cool that they killed Frankenstein. I'll say it.
Hey, listen, we all know that they never truly stay dead. He's coming back. He'll be back in the sequel.
You think Bride would just be like, "I'll just bring him back. I just did it. Like, let's do it again," instead of being devastated. My problem with this, and I honestly don't have a problem with Frankenstein dying. I think it's a cool story choice, and I think like it's something that gives a reason for Bride to be doing what she's doing. Absolutely. My problem is just it's a static figure that doesn't look that good, and the whole kill scene kind of doesn't look polished. And I wouldn't have minded if there was like a cool like actor on actor scene where Frankenstein died and you got to see that emotion and everything instead of just seeing the aftermath. If you're walking up already to his dead corpse and you're like, I guess he's dead. There it is.
That was a trend in Orlando to have like the off-screen kill. The never mind, don't look at here.
Especially for this house.
Yeah.
This entire house was killing off main characters and not showing it, unfortunately.
Brutal.
Very true. I did love these sets though, of the woods and the moon. Everything being above you was.
I like the height. That's fun.
Yeah,
that was
yeah.
fun. Also, we did not get the bungee. The bungee was fucking cool though. This was
it was a sick
when you timed
moment,
it right.
Man. Yeah.
Or zip line, I guess is more appropriate. Thank you, Jordan.
This set was cool too.
It was
really huge staircase, the projection, the painting.
Gorgeous set. That makeup's good too.
Yes. Oh, she did a great job with that. That was dope.
This scene right here was so inconsistent.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Ooh. Transition room. Oh God.
Ooh, spooky.
She's a real vampire now.
See, this house needed more of that. More of Bride just being a badass instead of just kind of screaming into the night.
Mm-hmm. There's only like 2 scenes of Bride actually kicking ass, I think, in this entire house.
Oh, so cool.
Game scene.
Yeah, Graveyard Games. Oh, I miss it.
Oh, we did this.
Oh, and Saskia is dead, by the way. Anyways.
Yeah, she passed. That's it. Now we're back.
Oh, Mike, turn to the right. What are you doing?
He just want to get out of this house. Like, I'm done with this.
What are you doing?
I'm done with this shit. I got to get out of here. I can't take this anymore.
So yeah, I guess the big thing there at the end is killed Saskia, and all you see of it is her head being held. And just before that, there's a shadow of her being overpowered, but not actually killed.
Mhm.
So, yeah, pretty weak, right?
But the
And
candles.
it was hard to know that it was her being overpowered in the first place. You know, it was hard to like really be able to see that.
Yeah.
You hear it, but also like there's just so much going on, and it's so quick that you're just like, wait, what just happened?
Especially if you only get one run. If you
Right.
are a normal person who gets to do a house once, there's no
Right.
fucking way you're picking up on all that.
No.
There's no way.
You're walking. Why am I back in the same place I started? What? What? Where? Why is Bride crying? What happened? Just no one understand. Yeah, I think the stuff this house does well is I think the sets are really good.
Yeah.
I think the sets are like, especially when you get to the forest and some of the height that you see in
Yeah.
the castle and the forest scenes, like some of the sets are great. And the effects, there's some great effects. We talked about the zip line. We talked about the projections on the books. Like the effects were still top notch, still Orlando quality. I think the main problem here is the story. I think that's where it comes down
Yeah.
to.
Yeah.
The transition rooms are so short that there's a whole line of narration that you're not going to hear because you go through that in 2 seconds. The important story elements like Saskia dying off screen, Frankenstein dies. You see him die, but it just feels less impactful because he's already dead by the time you walk up.
Right.
There's so many things about the story, but I don't think you would catch on that Bride went back to the place where to where Van Helsing was buried to bury Sask. I don't think you would have caught that your first, even second or third run. I think you had to be told that, like, oh, now I get it. There's so many parts that, like, in theory are great. In theory could make for a fantastic house. It's just the execution of the story I don't think was told well in the experience, which is hard to tell stories in haunted houses. They're tiny experiences. They're short, but this house just didn't pull it off while others were able to,
Outside of simply missing like 35% of the story that need to be told, it was too timing dependent.
Yes.
That too.
Like,
Yeah.
35% was already missing, but basing off the timing, you might miss another 50%. Like, you could catch nothing of this story if you got a bad run.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So it's rough.
There were some people, and like me, I'm like, were all the cast gone? What happened? But it wasn't that people were gone. It's just the timing of the scares. They took too long to reset. And so, like you said, you can go through the entire house and not see any of the important moments at all.
Well, and there's a fine balance between what you just said, John, and like hitting us over the head with it. I think once we watch the Hollywood version, you'll see what I mean. Because there's some audio cues that are just repeated over and over and over and over and over again, which is something that I hated, especially last year in Hollywood. So yeah, there's a fine line between spoon feeding you, but then also hitting you over the head with the plot. It's hard, man. It's very hard to execute that. But I will give Orlando this every single time. The scenic was incredible in this house. The stunts were phenomenal. And yeah, I mean, it always feels real. It feels lived in. Where we'll watch the Hollywood run right now, and just keep this Orlando run in mind when you watch the Hollywood one, and you'll see what Nico was talking about, Hollywood being Roblox. Because
and I'd also, to that point, I'd like to add in the storytelling feature. Well, at least Orlando kind of tried and missed.
Sure.
They hit you over the head in Hollywood. I think the thing I look at here is that they almost set the scene up too much.
Sure.
It feels like a scene.
Yeah.
And you're not actually walking through an experience. It's like, here, this scene is set for you. Here we go.
Orlando's almost felt like you had to stop and take it in and then move on to the next scene, which, I would love. That would be cool. That would be fucking awesome. But no, yeah, when you're trying to get high throughput through it doesn't work. It doesn't work that way.
Yeah.
And I'm going to use Zombie Chris's comment to transition to Hollywood here. Enjoyed the Orlando one, but Hollywood, wow. What a worse version.
Yep.
So let's see what Zombie Chris is talking about. Also, we went to Hollywood in October, so we have all the video footage. We only edited the weekend because I posted that late. Also, we're lazy. But thank you, Theme Park HD, for having this on YouTube.
I do love how tall that facade was. It was pretty impressive. It's too bad that anything that's impressive ends there.
I don't think this video shows it, but Saskia was out here most of the time doing
On the left.
narration.
Yeah.
That was cool.
Oh, look, a black hallway. Wow.
Let's go. The first of many.
Also, compare this to the storytelling on the book and the way they did it here on the walls, like as like paintings or drawings. Step down. Huge
Yeah.
step down.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
This is the trend for Hollywood, though. They love using this
Oh,
art to convey story
they sure
elements. All right, difference in set quality. Go.
Oh, wow. Look at this big rectangle of a room. How impressive.
Oh, God. I'm remembering it now. The voice lines. The last
Here it comes
of the
again.
Van Helsings.
This moment was pretty fun. I got to give a shout out. I do love the armory. I love that we got to see this moment between Saskia and the bride.
Is it gonna? No,
But it didn't happen.
didn't happen. But when it was working, that was a great moment to show. Because I do have to give Hollywood props. They didn't explain why Bride was working with Saskia, really.
Sure.
In our house, this house did. Like it gave a clear. Bride was going after a vampire. Saskia, and she's, and Saskia, like, we got saved by Bride, and they realized they're both after the same goal, and they teamed up. Boom. Like,
Yeah.
it was all, there is a little bit of like, is that hitting over the head a little bit, but I think giving a motivation for both characters to be together when that's extremely important in the story of this house and the ending and everything was something Hollywood did better. And I wish Art House tried that. I don't think they tried to explain the motivation between the two.
Sure. Black hallway number 2.
Let's go.
Listen, that's actually pretty good for Hollywood. It took this long.
I don't like their forest scenes. I never do.
Oh, it's so bad.
This was a fun moment, though, between the she-wolf and Saskia.
Mm-hmm.
We won't... There it is. Yeah.
I'll point out your comment about
Oh,
forest.
God.
Oh, God.
This
Can we
is
pause on
easily-
this?
Yeah, pause it right here.
Oh, I mean, to be fair, Orlando's moon was not great either.
But come on.
better.
This is...
But this is atrocious. There's no effort. No effort in this.
And here's why the Hollywood forests like never work. Orlando does a great job of covering the forest in foliage and mirrors in that camo netting, so it feels full. We're looking directly at a black wall right now that's between
Put
two
screen on
ET tree trunks. Like,
Oh,
it's so obvious.
Don't talk bad about ET like that.
I'm not. But yeah, that's the problem. That's why the Hollywood forests never work, is that there's never any depth to them. It's literally tree, black wall. And
Yeah.
that's, the illusion is destroyed in that moment. And then you got this fucking square that's up there, this rectangle that's like, come on, dude.
Mhm.
So
Woof.
bad. This and Dead Exposure, I realized, had like the same problem of like the screen like was a different color than the background, and it just didn't work at all. Like it wasn't blended in, and they didn't even try to blend it in. They're like, well, we made the media and it doesn't really fit in the scene, but we spent money on this media, so we're putting it up there. And it's like, okay, I guess.
I mean, compare this moment to the book that we just saw with the words and the shadow, like, or the window that it's inside of that staircase. Like, oh, come on, man. Try a little.
And I just
Sorry.
want to say it while we're talking about it, bringing up the forest. I know a lot of people like The Last of Us better in Hollywood. The woods/forest scenes are why I don't like Hollywood's as much as Orlando's. Actually, I
fair.
don't like it much at all.
Fair.
But we'll get to that later.
Bye-bye.
Number 3.
Shot for every black hallway.
Aim for the
Models with you.
That was cool. Like that little reference there. I didn't get this. Like, what's that? How's that supposed to scare anybody? There's a clear border
I don't
between.
think that's not supposed. That's the decoy. And the scare
That's the Hollywood railing special, man.
Oh,
Yeah, another really bad media moment in this house.
Good decoy, terrible media moment.
Yeah.
I mean, you definitely were looking at it because you're like, what the hell is that? And then
It's
I mean,
just
that was the
always
point.
too bright, too obviously a screen. The house last year had that same problem, or 2 years ago. This is fun. I love this.
That was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't like what that side of the set, but the other side is great.
Yeah, I was gonna say even this part that's like a better set, comparatively, just so much weaker.
You don't like those castle 90-degree angles, hard 90-degree angles all over the castle?
I don't think I do.
This is
Dungeon of
easily the
Terror in
best scene right here.
1991. Yeah,
This is the closest we'll ever get to like an Orlando set piece.
and that's
right
sad.
here.
Oh,
Do we not have the moment in this video?
Oh, I guess not.
well,
Okay,
at least-
well, we'll talk about it since it's not happening.
If you pull up Nico's video on the Entertainment Connection, he has it for sure. Because I know that he does really well at getting it. But yeah, go ahead, Duff.
Yeah, so basically, if we have enough time, we'll go back later. But one of the big things I think Hollywood did do better is kind of show Saskia dying. This is a scene where a scare actor would literally be ripping Saskia's head off. So in Orlando, you just see the head off later, no actual killing action. So I think that is one thing Hollywood definitely did better.
yeah, I think there's absolutely no question. Showing the death that is central to this story is so important. Like that helps the house tremendously. I'm not gonna say this house is better than Orlando's, but that one scene, like the impact that it has,
Right.
like that's so important is right there, and I love that it has it, and compared to Orlando.
And also, Dracula's daughter in this moment was always so happy to rip that head off, and she'd like put it in your face and like laugh. It was so good, dude. So good.
She's laughing a lot. She's very happy.
I'm telling you, she had a great time doing that.
Up is it time?
Number 4.
Let's go.
Here it comes again.
How long can you walk without anything happening?
And again.
Come on. So lazy. So
Did you guys know that she
One more
actually
time.
brought her home, and that evil always follows?
Come on, dude.
Stop looking at that. That's not good. Look at the better part of the set. Oh, no one's there.
This house also always was very empty. It was so hard to get moments in this house because for whatever reason, I mean, it was very empty.
Oh, wait. Is it time? I know exactly where we are.
And
No?
Frankenstein's monster, who did not die.
I hear him.
Oh, he
Yeah.
skipped it.
Show him.
Cast change. Cast swap on camera. Amazing.
God damn. The music's good.
a slash special. So
Look at all that space.
that was Eternal Bloodlines on both coasts. Obviously, we did a lot of comparing, and I think it's pretty obvious what we thought. But I'm just gonna, at the end of every one, I'm gonna make you choose one. Jonathan, I don't care which one. You can kick us off.
Go ahead, John.
Thank you, John. I do want to bring it like before I fully make the choice, like a couple of positives and negatives compared to Orlando. I think the positives are, while the story is hit on the head, at least people will get it.
Sure.
Like, at least you're not going to walk through and not understand the story. I still think not understanding the story is worse
Sure.
than understanding it. I'd like that the bride, I wish this video showed it. There's so many scenes that she wasn't there, but there's so many scenes in this house where she is a badass and she like is fighting everybody, and it's clear that she knows what she's doing. She already had the Bride of Frankenstein Lives arc. She knows how to fight people.
Right.
And she does that all here, and seeing that character come back in that way in this house, walking through it for the first time, was like, oh, that's the bride that I remember from, 2021. So those elements both were really good. I can't say much about anything else. The scenic, not very good. The effects for the most part took you right out of it. the choice of the black walls and the use of space, putting it at a soundstage for no real reason besides we had got a location. Just many weird choices. And at the end of the day, while I think the story and is better in Hollywood, the house, like, it has to be better in Orlando just because of everything else. It has every other part of the package besides the story. So I think Orlando wins here on my end.
Yeah, I'll have to agree with you, John. Everything you said was right on the nose, honestly. Again, it was a huge shame to have such a tiny house in such a big location. It's very evident that this was supposed to go in a tent, but it ended up in Soundstage 12 because it was built like a tent. So yeah, I think the perfect combination here would be Orlando scenic with some of Hollywood's storytelling, because again, I hate those repeated vocal cues, especially since so many of the times we end up in Hollywood in a conga line. I don't want to hear the damn phrases over and over again.
Evil always follows.
Yeah, it always follows. So yeah, I think that would have been the perfect combination. I got to give it to Orlando, but also I want to give a shout out to Hollywood's cast. That I don't know what was happening, that they couldn't have a full cast all the time, but anytime that there was a cast there, they were giving it. The scares were intense. Saskia and Bride had a lot of cool interactions. So I always want to give credit to the cast because they kill it. And I think they were just handed material that, you know, it wasn't 100% complete. It could have been a really cool house, but here we are. Orlando takes the win.
It was 10% house, 90% black walls.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm actually going to go to a comment to tell you all you need to know about what I think about this house. If I can get it. God, there were so many comments. Sorry, we're not going to get to a lot of comments in this episode, guys. But best part of the house, we're in Soundstage 12.
Yeah, that's it.
My literal favorite part of this house was that I got to be in historic Soundstage 12.
Yeah.
Basically for everything. I can just go back. Jonathan, what you said to kick us off. It's everything. I think the storytelling elements, the storytelling choices, better. The elements they use to tell the story, still somehow weaker.
Yeah.
Like the scenic and everything else is way weaker. So Orlando has to win that one.
Absolutely.
And unfortunately, not even a strong one in Orlando either, to be completely honest with you.
Sure.
Yeah. Eternal Bloodlines.
Mm-hmm. Before we move on, I did want to. I'll get there. Hold on. Oh my God, so many comments. Entertainment Connection made a 2024 Hollywood playlist, so we can really quick go find the big scene we were missing. If I can get there. Oh God, I'm on the wrong house. Maybe that's why.
that would do it.
1 second.
Yeah, I want to shout out again Nico's videos. They're excellent. He does a really good job of going back and making sure to get every scare, every special moment. And it's hard, especially in Hollywood, when these damn houses are empty half the time. So shout out to Nico for doing that, man, because it's rough. It's rough. It's hard out here.
Especially that first weekend. I know like so many houses were...
God. Well, because it was 6,000 degrees, the sun was trying to kill us.
So I think I'm just going to stick with Nico's playlist moving forward for Hollywood, by the way.
Nice.
That's a good
but here we go. Here is the big scene that we missed.
Rip.
Oh, there it is.
And there's what it looks like.
And this is the alt, I think. This is the alt with the bride coming out.
Oh, it is. Oh, yeah.
Oh, that's such a cool moment, too.
Yeah, there it is.
Both better than seeing it blink, that's for sure.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
And both better than just Saskia's head in your face all of a sudden.
Yeah, right. All right. So, what do you guys want to move to next? Which house do you think is the best option?
Ooh.
I mean, Ghostbusters would be another.
I was thinking about that.
Yeah.
I was thinking about that.
All right. Let me
Same wavelength.
Hold up.
The John connection.
The John connection, exactly.
I got to send you that meme of in Predator with the two hands. That's us right now.
Exactly. Whoa.
There we go. All right. So we're going to start in Orlando with Ghostbusters Frozen Empire.
Let's go. This facade was so
mean,
much fun.
The fact that it's like a 2-story building already right off the bat is really cool. Or Hollywood could have done it, but that's fine. I really enjoyed Hollywood's as well.
The fact that with this one, it had like 4 effects that like every time I walked in, once you said the first one, you could time all of them.
Yeah.
Like that was the best part of the facade, going like over there, over there, over there, just pointing.
Oh my God. The actor who played this guy, I forget, Ray? Is it Ray? Yeah, Ray.
Yeah, Ray.
The actor who played Ray one night was staring at me in the eyes the whole time he was doing his spiel. Yeah, like that. He was so good at that, man.
I know Mary had that experience, and he, from the second she walked in the door, all the way through the bookcase there on the right, stared at her.
Yeah, shout out to that Ray actor, man. He did it good.
That whole first room is filled with like 100 billion things happening at the same time.
Boom.
Garaka. Here it is. Oh.
Yeah.
That guy scared the shit out of me every fucking time.
It's such a well-hidden scare, man.
Like, he doesn't hold back. He's like, I've hit you with this axe so well. That's your problem.
He was training for that moment.
He was.
The ooze.
Having Ghostbusters 2 references was such a smart choice.
Really fun, sewer scene in Orlando.
Mm-hmm.
Fleshed out really well.
Had the drippings on you. You felt like the goo fall on you. Really good double scare if you got it. If he was aiming for you, he could get you twice.
Oh, I watched him floor people multiple times.
So good.
Ghostbusters isn't scary.
I wish I could smell the house, dude. I wish I could smell it through the video.
Me too.
This lab scene was really cool too. Oh no, did we lose Duff?
I think we did. Oh wait.
Oh, hello.
Audio's coming back.
Okay, lab scene. Yeah.
Lab scene. There we go.
Sorry, internet here.
Yeah, you're good.
This lab scene was so gorgeous, and I know we're gonna talk about Hollywood's, but this particular lab in Orlando was great.
Yeah, man.
It was really good.
All the mini puffs moving.
The way that they nailed the tile on the wall too, coming up, so good, man.
Mm-hmm.
Out of everything I did on Unmasking the Horror Tours, so 9 houses this year, this was top 3 room for me.
Wow.
Being able to sit in this lab, just because there was so much to take in.
Yeah, I bet, man. I tried every night. I tried every night to like try to see more details, and every night there was something else to see. It's nuts, man.
Oh yeah.
There's a Stay Puft back there moving. I didn't see that one. That was me in the house. Vigo, yeah, let's go. This room, this fucking room, scary as shit.
So good. Look at these really good projections. Look at these well executed. Look at this really good projection right here.
Oh my god. That section right there is, I think, what won it for effects.
Oh.
That the projection on the firehouse for the Schmitties.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rest in peace, my friend.
Oh, the man who can't breathe took his costume and ran away.
Did you see that version, John? Or had
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, because we went early.
Yeah, that's right.
So yeah, we still got a full Slimer. I'll never forget walking out and seeing that firehouse facade for the first time and just looking up and going like, holy shit.
Mm-hmm.
Look and be like, why didn't they do this the first time?
Yeah, man.
Oh, the Ecto moving.
The evil Darth Ecto one. Love it. God, the scale in Orlando is just so good. Look at this.
Oh, yeah, I forgot opening night was Invisible Garaka.
Oh,
Finale
no.
Garaka.
Yeah, unfortunately. So it's not on any video.
Oh, bummer.
the screaming in the back.
What a good stinger that was.
I really appreciate that you kept busting. Makes me feel good in the video, Duff.
Oh, come on. You think I wouldn't?
You're like, who cares about copyright? We gotta have. It's important. Like, who cares at that
Exactly.
point?
All right, so that is Orlando's. Let's do a few comments first. Orlando hands down for Ghostbusters. Well, we'll see. We got to look at Hollywood's first. Who knows? I mean, I do know, but Albert, I know, critical of Orlando. Love the freezing effect in this version. Yeah, it was good.
Yep.
It was good. Austin makes Galvin feel good.
Listen, when that song played in the house, it was great. Great experience.
There you go. Confirmed, everyone.
Such a good house. And one of the things is not every good house is going to translate in a YouTube video. This one very much does.
Yeah.
Which
You
is
can really
impressive
see.
for being effect heavy and scale heavy. That's impressive.
Oh
That
yeah.
it still
Very.
translates.
Very.
All right, so let me took this down for a second so I can transition over to Hollywood's version
We're going all the way to California. Whoa.
of Nico and the Entertainment Connection.
I spend a week in these houses in Orlando, and it's not enough. Like, I wish I could spend more time
I'm telling
every
you,
year, man.
you need to be like a snowbird, but September, October instead.
Sure. But I can't be away from Knott's for too long.
That's fair. That's fair.
Whoa.
Over to Hollywood, Ghostbusters.
That's the portal. We're going to California.
Yeah. All aboard.
Pardon if Nico runs at points not to get wet.
A lot of water in Hollywood for sure.
All right, first of all, no, hold on. Let me go back to that real quick. Looks good, but the obvious difference in scale immediately.
Sure.
Yeah.
This is actually fully outside facade though, so give it credit.
They could have done it though. They could have done it.
Could have done it.
They could have done it.
I liked that it had a Slimer that would pop out of the hot dog stand.
I
That
never
was
got
cool.
to see that damn Slimer, man. I never got to see him.
Why does he do that? Why does he do that? What's the story moment for him yelling like that in the room?
It's
one of those
podcast's famous line from the movie.
Where John Murdy watches something once and goes, "Yep, here's my treatment."
Oh, look.
Like,
Wow,
oh,
what a scene!
that looks like a real newspaper. Nothing's wrong with it. Oh,
That was timed well.
What in tarnation? This looks great. This looks great.
It did
Obviously,
look good.
not at the scale of Orlando, not as big as Orlando, but it looked great.
It is.
Lighting's awesome. This guy's fun.
Only thing I can say, I did like that line. That was good. Is that it wasn't cold at all.
the-
They didn't even try to make it cold.
That's the tent problem.
Mm-hmm. All right, guys, keep moving.
Keep up with your party in front of you. Don't leave any room. 2 and 2, guys.
I remember the sewer scene had a smell. I do remember there was a smell in
I think
here.
there was, yeah.
We're about to encounter one of the greatest things about this version of the house. Slimer on a rat. Oh, sorry, the Stay Puff on a rat.
Stay up on a rat.
So good.
You only get one of him out here in Hollywood.
He did the Vecna.
Yeah, he did. Wasted space. Could have been more sewer.
Very true.
Fun lab. Shout out to the Universal folks who put together those
Ego.
Stay Puffs. They looked great.
Mhm.
Those were all built in-house, folks.
That is impressive.
Very good. What I don't understand is they have like an actor for Vigo, but then he doesn't scare you. It's just like, hey, look, it's Vigo. And it's like, oh, okay, it's cool. Our Vigo's like, I'm going to scare the shit out of you. And he did.
And out of storage, the Scarelli brothers.
Yeah. Remember Murdy was going like, you're not going to expect the cameos in this house. You're not ready for the cameos you're going to see. And when I saw these two, I'm like, no, these were exactly the two I was expecting to see, actually.
Were they in Hollywood's house the first time?
Yeah.
They were too? Okay.
Yeah.
I couldn't remember.
That very awesome 40-inch TV screen on there.
Yeah. Show
And there it is, our little guy.
Little baby.
Our little baby firehouse.
Looks decent on video, to be fair.
Yeah, yeah.
It wasn't like if I didn't see ours, I wouldn't be too upset.
Sure.
You know? Because it worked well enough.
This scene looked great. A lot of detail, especially for Hollywood.
I did like this.
He looks like a young David Allen Greer.
Okay, this scene, I think Hollywood wins.
It is
in my
pretty fun.
opinion.
Except for the water. Stop it.
Scared the shit out of me.
Correct.
No, is it gonna work?
No.
Nice.
I kind of don't like how multiple scenes through his house almost feels like you're walking through a museum because it's just like this little barrier blocking you from the show moment.
That's the Hollywood special, baby.
I don't know. It kind of takes you out of it a little bit, I think.
It does.
Yeah, yeah.
I agree. Because you can put the performers away like ours did without it feeling like a stage.
There it is.
Not a bad house. Like I'm like
No.
it's not.
No.
I think it's still for Hollywood like very good. I still it's a very good house.
I like it better than the original Ghostbusters, I gotta say. I enjoyed what the original Ghostbusters did, but for the most part, this one definitely had a lot more scenic. And somebody commented on is this with the lights on? I mean, not really, but also the tents themselves, they do leak in light during the day, which is why I always recommend that people skip the tents until later.
Yeah.
Because they do let in a ton of light, especially in certain scenes. So just keep that in mind. For those of you Orlando folks who want to visit Hollywood, I would wait to do the H slot until later on in the night, so it's nice and dark.
100%.
Yeah.
So, actually, let's go to some comments first. Then we'll hear what we really think. First comment, move to Orlando, John. Easy solution. Come on. Come on.
Oh, sure, yeah.
It's easy.
Also from Salacious, I want an Orlando house with just black hallways. Well, I have good news. HHN 21, there was a scare zone called Night Maze that was basically just black hallways. So you kind of got your wish. Oh my God, 14 years ago? Jesus.
Oof.
Oh, mold. All right, and I loved the little Stay Puffs in the Hollywood house. Yeah, I mean, great touch. Phenomenal touch. I think for me, the one big thing that I liked better in Hollywood over Orlando was the movement they had.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh. Oh.
Oh,
There he is.
Oh.
Look at him. Look at him. Were the work lights on? It's so bright everywhere. Lighting was much better in Orlando. I was gonna say I feel like that's somewhat common, but it really depends on the house. I feel like
And
Hollywood's
also-
either a little light or really dark.
Mm-hmm.
And Nico's camera can see in the dark, so a lot of that was because of that for sure. And I mean, it's a great thing when you're trying to look for the details. I mean, you saw everything really well, so it does have a lot to do with that too. In person, it wasn't that bright. I will say that much.
Yeah.
Chloe also thought it looked like a museum, by the way.
Yeah.
See?
That's the one thing that I didn't like about Legacy of Leatherface. I know people love that house, but it's Barrier City. What is this, a
It
queue?
was.
What am I going
It was.
through? Come on.
It was. Sorry, Hannah. Yeah, we did it right before the Hollywood version. But we're about to do another Orlando IP in a second here.
Mm-hmm.
It'll be a surprise. I was going to click another one. Where'd it go?
Disappeared. Turned into a ghost.
Oh, no. Night Maze rules? I do not agree, MC Films. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. All right. So let's move on to the next one. And I am very ready for this one. Insidious the Further in Orlando.
Here we go. Remember when everyone would take pictures in this hallway and post them on Twitter? And it's like, wait, no, you can't do that. You're in the house.
No, you can't. They let you here, actually.
They let you?
They let you.
Oh, wow. I never knew that.
Yes, they will let you. Until you walk through. Every time they do it in this soundstage, once you get through that door, you're in the house, in their opinion.
I never knew that. I need to take advantage of that more often now.
I hear Mary's voice in my head right now. I hear it. I hear it, and I miss it.
Do you?
I do. Into the further you go.
Big ass door.
So good though. Like the effect of like hearing her trans, you're walking through the giant door and then you turn the corner. So good. So good.
I remember the first time I walked and saw this, my immediate thought was, is this really cheesy or is this the fucking coolest thing I've ever seen in my life?
It's a
I think
perfect
it's the
balance.
coolest thing I've ever seen.
It's only better with Jennifer Coolidge narrating it.
I literally remember laughing so hard because I was like, Insidious, all it's going to be is a bunch of red doors. And I walk in that first hallway, and it's this huge red door.
Look at this full ass house that they built. Fucking 3-bedroom, 2-bath, available for rent. Like it's there.
Such an Orlando move. How do we fill this? Put a fucking house here.
Yeah, the whole thing.
Spooky.
He's got your baby. Oh, dude. I got a flashback from that guy scaring the shit out of me. Not the greatest mask in the world, though, Orlando. Not the greatest mask I've ever seen.
What that tongue do?
This was vicious.
I love this scene so much.
The sound design, it's hard to hear, but it was really good. Oh, shit.
Oh, man.
Nail shot. Nail shot. You know, Mike was dying right here. Like,
Oh, yeah. You can see him getting a little shakier. I'm not going to lie.
If I turned the corner and like the bride in black was staring right into the lens, I'd be like, I'm done. I'm putting this camera down. Sorry. No video.
Oh, I'm getting chills from hearing those violins. There he is.
The key master.
God, so many good scares. And then they get you with the mannequins and versus the real actors again.
I never loved this scene though.
No, it seems like on the left there was supposed to be a scare actor.
I agree.
It just got replaced with an air cannon.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Here we go.
Welcome to hell. Such a simple effect to have red curtains everywhere and have these fuckers pop out in so many different places. One position, 4 different scares. So good, man.
I hate looking at it because it looks so effective and looks so perfect. I never got scared in these rooms.
Sure.
And I don't know why. I really don't.
Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure the number was 3 scare actors, 8 boo holes, and they just got to basically freely time it how they needed to.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Impressive.
The man of the hour.
I'll see you next year at HHN 30.
Oh, the attic.
This room could fuck you up.
Yeah, man.
The one time I got scared in this house, it was this hallway. They decided today was the day.
Oh.
My final run, like, it's time, Jonathan.
She would come so close, especially earlier in the season, so close to hands being around my neck. It was amazing.
Jeez.
And then
Yeah.
the
Beautiful.
first time that he did that, to me specifically, my knees buckled. I literally felt my soul leave my body for a second. I literally screamed so hard. Such a good moment because you're thinking he's going to get the guy behind me or whatever, and all of a sudden he turns that damn corner and you're done. You're done.
Mm-hmm.
So good. So
That
good.
Probably is the one scare that I saw floor the most people last year.
Yeah. Oh, so
It
good.
was insane. Because like, oh, I'm out of the house. Oh, shit.
Yeah. Amazing.
Amazing. All right, let's go to the comments a bit before we head over to Hollywood. Such a fantastic opening to the facade.
Yeah, man.
Mm-hmm.
One thing I love about that soundstage, you have a facade, sure, but you have like a pre-facade to the facade, always.
Yeah.
And such a nice touch.
Oh, yeah.
That's a nice touch. And then going back to, I think this is filming in that opening hallway. Yes, apparently there are some ops who would do that, but supposedly the rule is that you can. So,
I
depends if
guess
you're
it depends.
one of them, yeah.
There's always one.
Jennifer Coolidge never sounded so good.
It's true. It's true.
Oh, this is a good point. MC Films, love the intro of the house, has the energy of a Q video. Yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
True.
Mm-hmm.
Great point. Great point.
Wonder what the Zillow estimate on the house they built is.
It's still going to be $800,000.
In the 32819 area code, I'm going to say like 500. My guess. Orlando's Insidious was the first maze to ever make me drop to the ground. Wow. Impressive. Impressive.
Yeah. Big fan of your art, by the way.
Yeah, it is great. It is great. Love this house so much. Wrecked me every single run. Hope we get more IP houses with this intensity. Yes, please.
Yes.
Mike Daniels also dropping to the floor in this house.
Yeah.
Everyone's dropping on the floor.
It was just the amount of scares, man, and the frequency of them. Like, you can never let your guard down.
Mm-hmm.
See, that's what I thought. Like, I really don't think Insidious is a great franchise. It's fine-ish. But, like, I don't know. It just leaned on the intensity, and I don't care what the IP is if it's going to look like that.
Sure.
I
That was me
understand your
with,
opinion, Albert.
That was me with Exorcist Believer, where I was like, eh. And then those little girls scared the shit out of me every single time.
Mm-hmm.
They made you
Confirmation.
believe.
Yeah.
Confirmation, it was 3 scare actors, 2 to 3 bowls each. So, yeah, I think it was a 3-8. Scariest house of the year? Yeah, I mean, I know Jonathan doesn't necessarily agree, but I feel like you know and can
I
see
know-
how it is.
For everyone else besides me, it's definitely the scariest house of the year.
Mm-hmm.
For me, it might have been Ghostbusters, but who knows? House was scary.
I was going to say, you're not the only person because besides Goblin.
We agree, Chloe. We agree.
All right. Well, what do you say we head over to Hollywood?
Let's
Oh,
go. Portal.
Here we go.
Is this Epic Universe?
Really great facade. Really enjoyed it.
They played the wrong song.
The only thing I don't like about it is it feels off.
Mhm.
Scale wise,
Yeah.
yeah, it is.
It feels weird.
Yeah, it is.
What bugged me is that line is from the newest film. And the song they play is not the one from the first one. It's a different song. And so when they play just Tiptoe from the Tulips, I always just like, ugh, that's not the correct song. Especially when you realize Tiptoe from the Tulips is the song that plays through like 70% of this house.
Sure.
Projections were fantastic, though. I really like that choice.
Hannah, the facade is supposed to be his little theater from the latest Insidious movie, the Red Lipstick Demon. His theater hideout.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, his lair.
I love the idea of this intro.
This is fun.
Such a different perspective than I would have ever imagined it would put you in.
I like to think that it's like the Red Lipstick Demon being like, and here's what the family did to me.
I originally was like, is the perspective, because the reason he does that is to make the kid remember what happened, so he can like actually take over his body.
Sure.
And it's such a cool start, and then they never do anything else with it.
Yeah. Look at our mini door, our little tiny door.
Tiny door.
It is red, though.
It is red. Yeah.
Doesn't work as well.
Yeah, the scale just doesn't. It doesn't compare to the Orlando one, where it's like literally a huge room.
Just the line too. It's like it's famous in our coast. It's got your baby.
This almost dropped me. The first time I went through, he got me good.
Oh, what the fuck! The hell is? Why did we think that was a good idea? Seriously.
Saved money.
Yeah.
Classic Hollywood barricade scare.
I don't think we'll be able to count how many black walls are in this one. Possible.
Oh, the worst smelling room ever. I hated this room.
I think Mike would disagree on that one.
This was pretty clever.
I like this. Like, if you're going to have black hallways, like, have the thing in the hallway be, like, trippy and cool and interesting. And that was one of the cases where it worked.
Yeah. And Hannah, they are incredibly obvious to predict, which is one of my big problems with Hollywood.
That is true. What the fuck? The door. This reminded me of Hill House.
Oh, sure.
In the worst ways possible.
Yes. Is that Bride and Black's one scare?
No, she's got another one. Look at that nice iron railing.
Nice to lean on.
Very supportive.
That was quite the screen.
Peak Hollywood scenic right here.
God, they painted it black a little bit.
How does the paint look so bad? Is it just me, or does that look like?
No, it looks a little cheesy. I think it's because it's like so Mickey Mouse like outlined. It's very like, you know, Mickey Mouse is just beyond that door, and that's where you meet him.
It looks like what
he is?
Epic Mickey?
Yeah.
It does look like Epic Mickey. I guess that's the point, right? Because he's supposed to like use the paint to like paint over the door so it doesn't open it. So it is kind of Epic Mickey.
But it looks cartoony. Like
why didn't he just use like actual paint and like drop it?
That's too hard.
Right.
That's too difficult.
A tar door.
I love this part. No.
Repeat scene from a previous Hollywood house. To the T. To the T.
Also, I know like Insidious, like you don't really need to know context for a lot of things. I don't think you'd understand a random person yelling, "Don't you dare" in that room. You'd be like,
No.
what? And then
I've watched the movies and I still don't understand it.
Yeah, I don't know.
Isn't this a repeat too? Like I remember watching a walkthrough and like all this was repeated.
For the most part, from here on out, it's all stuff that we've seen before. Yeah,
I don't know if you were listening, but how many times did we just hear "Don't You Dare"?
quite a bit.
And we're probably going to hear it one more time before we get through here.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Okay, maybe not.
Hmm.
Oh, I heard it. Oh, we are in a completely different scene, and I still heard "Don't You." Oh, come on. Come on.
Clever scare right here, though. Hidden door, pretty good.
All right, now we're entering the prison that Keyface controls. Well, who's gonna be in here? Let's see. Up the red demon.
And yet again, another set piece that was repeated from a previous house.
It's not even good. Stop playing this fucking song. I'm tired of it. The whole house is this song.
Hi.
Hey.
Help me hold the door.
Oh.
That's 2. There you go, John.
Oh my god. He can't breathe. No. No.
Guys, I got to be honest. I don't like that house at all.
Very fair, friend. Very. I mean, especially watching Orlando's right before it. Yes. No. Get out of here.
Like it was my least favorite house that year, even though like their houses, like Quiet Place, I don't particularly love, but like Insidious just was all black walls. It was all black walls. The scenes it did have weren't particularly great. Some of the choices they made, like the mannequin, took you right out of it. And I remember especially being in a conga line that took a little while to get through. Like all of my memories are just standing in those long hallways looking at a red door. I'm just like, I'm so tired of this fucking house. It just keeps going. I just keep seeing this red door. I'm done with this. And all I kept hearing is the same fucking song. I didn't know. This house wasn't good. And Murdy sort of warned us in like a funny way because he gave us in spec season, he said, all this hype for Ghostbusters, all this hype for Quiet Place, and giving all this information for Insidious. All he did was, yeah, I like the Insidious franchise. Can't wait to do it again. And it's like, man, he does not caring about this house at all.
Here's an inside look at the creation of our Insidious. Ready? Copy, paste, copy, paste.
He was on fire at the beginning. He's like, oh, we're going to start here because I watched
Great
the movie.
start.
We're going to start here. And then he's like, wait, I got weekend in Texas to work on. Shit, I don't have time. That's it. That's all I wrote.
So I take it Orlando for both of you is the vote.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Good point from Hannah here. Song is much more effective when you save it for the end rather than just kind of playing it throughout the whole thing.
Yep. I
Literally
agree.
from pre-facade till the end.
And if you want to play more music, play the other song in the new film. You could play the other song in the beginning, then tiptoe at the end, and it would be fine. But they chose the same song the entire house.
Or here's the thing. Sound design is much more than music.
Right.
Yep.
There's much more to it. Don't rely solely on the music.
I'll never forget. There's the part in Orlando where it's like you're about to see the wheezing man sitting on the counter or whatever, and they play the violin from Insidious. I literally, it takes me back to that moment, and I get chills because I was literally in that moment thinking, this is a nightmare that is never going to end. Like that, there was no cue, there was no audio, there wasn't any dialogue. It was just the music and the scenic, and so effective.
Mm-hmm.
Albert, I also had an issue in this house. I think I probably ran it 5 or 6 times, and I struggled to get a solid run with consistent scares.
Yeah.
And then I can't really speak to this one, unfortunately, but Hollywood's last 2 Insidious mazes were thumbs down. First 2 were some of the best ever in Hollywood.
I do remember the first Insidious in Hollywood flooring me from start to finish. Looking back at it now, you recognize a lot of the set pieces, but it was good for the time.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. And then Arkham is keeping score for us. It's 3-0 Orlando. Not
Clean
looking good for
sweep.
Hollywood. If you came in late and don't know what we're doing, Albert did point out, we're only doing the shared IPs of the event this year. And maybe if we have time, sneak something else in at the end. So let's get moving, just so we potentially have a chance to do so. And I think, yeah, I guess so. Let's do this. I guess.
Shut the fuck up! Shut up! No.
Every scare.
Facade beats Hollywood.
I do love the reverence that people had for this, though. Like, they always try to...
I gotta pause this real quick to put up this comment that I missed. It's so weird since normally Hollywood's usually a superior house in the previous events.
You mean like Insidious or just everything? Because I could see, I guess, an argument for Insidious. I don't.
Specifically, maybe. I don't know, but I think the three of us would all be team the opposite of that being the case.
Yeah.
Oh, meant Insidious. Okay.
That makes more sense. I could see that.
And this, friends, is an effective use of a blackout hallway.
Yep.
Oh, so cool.
Yeah, pretty good.
The
Yes,
mirrors.
Hollywood had 8 houses. Orlando had 10.
That's a great opening.
It reminds me of the first Stranger Things opening in Orlando with the titles. So cool.
I don't like that.
No.
That shit right in the trash. No. I remember going in my first time, like, how are they going to do the quick? I'm so excited to see how they're going to do these creatures. And I saw that. I'm like, oh, no.
Come on, it looked good. It is a little static.
Was good. Scenic was good.
Oh, Scenic's good.
And
yeah,
some puppets were good. That first puppet was not.
No.
Take note of these heads, folks, as we go through this Orlando house. Take note of how they come out at you.
Lots of detail. The shadows. Oh, the crying baby. Oh, I forgot about that. The whole house.
McRan. This is, I don't like that setup. He just stood there until it was time to scream.
Yeah.
Remember one time, like, he was just standing there, so I just did the... And then he screamed, like, yeah, it's like the movie. We had good sets. Like,
very good sets.
Yeah. That fucking baby. The same sound the entire house. Wah, wah, and then the monster comes out. That was a good puppet.
Good puppet.
Wish all of them were like that. That was great.
This scene was great, and I wish it picked up better on camera.
Oh, yes. This made me fall in love with the house in Orlando for sure, man. Such a clever, easy illusion.
Mm-hmm. Probably the best visual, best, like, just scene in the house, I think. Go right in there. That's where the monster is.
This is a masterclass in not how to set up your finale.
Yes. This was a big failure in Orlando for sure.
Horrible decision.
Yeah. Most of the time, I got her up there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I literally had to stop in my tracks to see this part.
Screaming's back. All right.
Like
visually, it looked great, but the timing was off every single time.
It looks good. I think it's a unique way to show the actual finale and get everything into one. But the timing was so bad. First of all, there's a reset that's already like 5 seconds on its own.
Yeah.
The setup for it takes about 8 seconds. How the hell are you supposed to sit in that room for a total of like 28 seconds to get everything? It's not going to happen.
No.
It's not going to happen.
This is the type of house where it's like, you know, this is the best they could do with this property. I don't think the property was a good idea. And those are my thoughts.
Agreed. Agreed.
I'm on the opposite end here. I think the property was fine. I think the execution could have used a little bit of work. For the most part, I really enjoyed it because I did enjoy the two movies, the first one in particular. So as a fan of the franchise, I was like, damn, they nailed it. And also, like, everyone was so concerned about, like, oh, the sound. Guys, we're not going to walk through this, obviously, without any noise. It's horror nights at the end of the day. So I think they nailed it as best they could, given the source material, and especially given those big-ass creatures, for sure.
Mm-hmm.
You know what's the best film out of the three? The prequel.
I haven't seen it.
Yeah,
It's good. It's very good.
I'll have to check it out.
Yeah, I definitely. It's a very good
So
film.
before we get to our votes, some comments. Oh, wait, not doing votes. We have Hollywood. What am I talking about?
Just all right, Orlando win.
Duff.
Sorry. Keith forgot 90% of this house. Yeah, I mean, to be fair.
I kind of get two, honestly.
Sort of. Quiet Place wasn't my favorite, but I think it gets too much hate. Still really liked it, especially the scenic. Just wasn't super memorable. Yeah, it's fair.
Sure.
Let's see. Yes, isn't there supposed to be a scene of the son caught in the bear trap? Yeah, we did not get that caught on camera. So basically, fast forward through that scene. If you don't know, in Orlando, if you do media night, you have to cut certain things out. They don't tell you what. You can't show a whole walkthrough. So typically, if there's a scene we don't get, we'll use that as something to cut out. Unfortunately, that was one of them.
Yeah.
Thought A Quiet Place was okay in Orlando. Scares got repetitive. Yeah, they sure did.
Especially when most of the scares are puppets and not actors.
Sure.
Albert agrees with you, Jonathan.
To be fair, nobody asks for any house anyways. Like, what I mean? And the ones that we do ask, we're never going to get, like Scream. Where's my Scream? Where's my Five Nights at Freddy?
You know what? I asked for Weekend, and Hollywood delivered. They brought it back.
Did a great job of telling the story, but wasn't overly exciting experience.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's fair.
They tell the story pretty well.
Yeah.
Good storytelling, good scenic. That's about it.
Yeah.
But those are two important things to have, I guess, at the end of the day. So let's go to Hollywood.
Portal time. Oh, yeah.
Quiet Place?
Quiet Place.
I have a story to tell right before we enter. My RIP tour guide for this house, he did all the houses except this one. He's like, guys, I did every house, but I haven't done this one yet. And everyone always walks through this house. And I always ask them, what'd you think about this house? I want to know. Tell me, because I didn't go through it yet. I want to know. And everyone always stares at me and doesn't know what to say. Every time. And I don't know what's going on in this house. No one tells me. And then we're like, don't worry, we won't do that. We'll be fine, right? We'll tell you what goes on in this house. We all walked through it. We all did it. And then we exited the house like, so guys, how was it? We all just sat. We all just stared at him. We didn't know what to say. We had no words. He's like, see, this is what happens every time.
Damn.
All right.
Noticeable difference in the title card scene right off.
Sure.
Yeah. I will say this is the first time they're using this space that's not like they really tore it down completely. They didn't have to work around any Walking Dead stuff.
Right. See, again, this looks a little bit better, but it's still the black walls with the foliage.
Mm-hmm.
I like that there's more like time with the sign language in here.
Sure.
In this particular house.
Awkward. I wish they had him like on a bungee cord or something on both coasts so that he like disappears out of the scene.
In Hollywood, why doesn't even go anywhere?
No. See that there we got to pause there. That's our first problem.
Okay, it's our first problem.
The curtains behind it, like you see, it's half a body, like it's so.
And the rigging,
yeah,
you can see the rigging.
Yeah. Not first problem, but the main problem I think is just the puppets. Like if they were covered well, look decent and look good, like they're very well done, but it's so clearly a puppet. It doesn't even try to not look like one.
Yeah.
There's no hiding. When Orlando,
there's one that is criminal coming up. That is absolutely criminal. But yeah, John.
Yeah, like that's the difference between Orlando and Hollywood here, where Hollywood made everything. They said we made all the puppets and pretty much everything. We should
Yeah.
ship them over to Orlando. Orlando covered them better.
Yeah.
And Hollywood did not want to cover them at all, really.
Which I don't know if they were afraid that it wouldn't shine, but it shines better when I can't see the rigging behind it.
It does.
Or the Duvetine curtains, for that matter. Great scene right
I
here.
like this.
This is amazing.
It is good.
See, that's what I'm saying. When Hollywood hits, it hits so well. So please, for the love of Christ, hit every time. Great sound design in this room.
Yep. The sound design in this whole house, like Orlando was saying, like, oh, we really went crazy with sound design. I think Hollywood beat them.
Yeah, 100%.
They had sound systems that felt like the creatures were running around you. It wasn't just like normal speakers. Yeah, what the fuck was that?
Another one.
Oh.
But yeah, the sound design really built the suspense in these moments. This scene, I love. This looks great.
Yes, this is a very good one. And very true to the film.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
the rare case of Hollywood not having a fucking barricade through something.
Hollywood wins on this scene just for everything in here. Orlando's might look better, but that animatronic, so good.
Yeah.
Oh.
There it is. Oh, no.
See, the actors are giving it their all, though.
Yeah,
They're
man.
really going, really are their characters.
Yeah.
Was that at the house or a person?
That's a good question. Oh, this one right here.
Oh.
What
Hold
the
on. Hold on.
fuck, man?
What?
What the fuck?
alarm
Like, come
just-
on.
Oh, no.
Oh, my God.
We don't have time to finish it. The event's starting. Just put it in.
Yikes.
And we're back to the barricades.
See, this is good, though. Like, that was a cool...
The water looks bad.
The water
It
was
looks
bad.
better in person. It was real in person.
I remember it, but it doesn't look like
It's not deep
dark enough. Maybe make it darker. Maybe that's
Sure.
what it needed. I don't know. But let's I don't know. It just doesn't. Yeah.
Sure.
It's not a fantastic scene, but I think that's a case where the animatronic works. It helps improve the scene rather than ruin it.
Right.
How you doing there, buddy?
Yeah, again, they could have hit it a little bit better. They could have hit it a little bit better. Even fill it with some smoke or something. This was really well done, especially for Hollywood standards.
That's good. The interaction with the guests, the scare being them trying to get close to each other, but they can't because of the. That's good.
A really full set in Hollywood as well, too. Love that the mom gets to interact with both kids. Oh, look, a good projection.
Yeah.
That was a Junie from Jumanji.
Yeah. House is over. See, that's what I'll say about Orlando's The Hollywood. While Orlando's finale isn't great by any means, at least they have a finale.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hollywood's was like, let's just end the house now. And it's like, what? Like, house is over. It's time to go. It's like, but the house, we didn't have a big scene. Get out.
Go to the next 2-hour line.
Exactly.
So before we get into this, let's go to some of the comments first, because I think this is actually one of the more divisive IPs between the coasts.
Yeah.
A lot of people hate it, and a lot of people are like, no, this is way better than Orlando's. What are you talking about? So let's see what our comment section specifically thinks. Let's see. I don't know what that's referring to, but one of the puppets, I'm sure.
Maybe it's probably,
Maybe. No, I think this is earlier. So I think the first
okay.
one we stopped and paused on, actually.
Oh,
Yeah.
it should be.
Yeah, it was not great. Had a friend call me after walking out and say, Hollywood, A Quiet Place is one of the worst houses I have been through.
Whoa.
I don't know if I go that far, but I didn't love it.
Did you
No.
do horror as a Blumhouse too?
Yikes.
You do Insidious?
My least favorite is still Haunting Hill.
Well, don't say Haunting a Hill House around John. He's not
I
even like
heard
that.
I heard some Haunted a Hill House slander. You can't talk about that.
Is that your number one house of all time, John, in Hollywood?
No, but I liked it.
Okay.
It was like it was very high on my ranking. I enjoyed it. It was a great house.
I still don't understand that, but
Listen, I don't think I understand it. I don't think I get why I think it was like a very good house. But for some reason in the moment I did, and I'm going to stick with that positive energy instead of looking back on the walkthroughs that clearly tell me it was a bad house.
All right.
Staying positive.
More puppet concealing issues, of course.
Yep.
But here we go. First, I prefer Hollywood Quiet Place. Okay, there we go. Animatronics look great. There were a couple for sure that looked really good.
Oh, yeah.
Followed right by laughing emoji puppets. Mo actually really loved this house.
Mhm.
I think now we're at the armless puppet because
Yeah, Scott, that was good. Oh Lord.
yeah.
Good God.
Correct. We definitely did. We definitely did.
Everyone did.
Yeah. So I guess it will come to us. Arkham asks to keep score. So Orlando or Hollywood? John, I think you're gonna stray finally, potentially, maybe.
I will say this was my favorite house of last year in Hollywood.
Favorite?
I really enjoyed this one.
Oh.
Again, especially as a fan of the first film. This is one of the first times where I was like, I'm very tempted to bring my parents to walk through this house because we all watched the first two Quiet Places together. And yeah, I think thus far, it's one of the more impressive Hollywood houses for sure. I'm gonna give it to Hollywood, y'all. I'm honestly gonna give it to Hollywood because in the places that it does shine, it shines really well. And again, especially for a Hollywood house, like there's a lot of moments here where I'm like, this is good Hollywood. This is peak Hollywood. And I wish that they would approach the lineup with that energy every time instead of giving us Bloodlines, which was a disgrace.
Yeah. So I do want to. I wish I could give something to Hollywood. I feel like I at least have one every year that I give to Hollywood. But the Scenic, man, it's a huge drop off.
Sure.
Huge drop off. There are some good ones. There are good rooms in this house. Don't get me wrong. But that mixed with what we're laughing about with the puppets. I mean, and Orlando said the bigger moments. I didn't love either of these houses, so it's not a huge deal. But I'm going to, unfortunately, edge Orlando and for Orlando on my end.
Sure.
Can we all agree? I don't know if this is true. This is probably the closest. But or do we think? Yeah, I think it is.
It's the closest. Yeah.
Yeah. So regardless of who who ends up winning, I think this was a fair battle right here. I think this is a pretty fair battle.
Yeah.
I think I like Hollywood's approach to the story a bit better. I think they were interacting more with the guests, which was really cool. I always love when we're put into the story. It's not just like we're watching it. I think the actors and their placements and the use of sign language, there was just so much more thought put into that in their house, because Hollywood's always a more actor heavy house compared to, they can improvise more, they can play more essentially. And you could see that. And I really did appreciate walking through. I'll also say the sound design was phenomenal. I really think Hollywood sound design proved that, like, when they were talking about, oh, the sound design's so great, Hollywood had that. We had okay sound design. Hollywood's was the one they were talking about with the little speakers and everything.
Yeah.
And Hollywood did have some moments that we didn't have that I really liked. The big house, that was great. Some of the scenes with the animatronics. I think even every major scene that it had, not a puppet, like not one meant to scare you, but just like an animatronic that was for pure visuals, like the one with the baby or the one in the attic. Those looked great. Beat
Sure.
Orlando's just ones that you're looking at. But at the end of the day, the core of the house, which is the scares and the majority of the house, took you out of it because the puppets were nothing. They were half a body. And as much as I wanted to appreciate the stuff that was very good, or no arms, depending, as much as I wanted to appreciate the stuff that was very good in this house, that was better than Orlando's, when the majority of the house are those puppets that aren't good, you can't you can't separate it. So it's for that reason that I think I give Orlando the edge here. Even though Hollywood, this was definitely a fair battle.
Sure. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Very fair. Very fair, friend.
4-0 Orlando. Sorry for the people who get knocked all the time for hating Hollywood. Of course, this is how it ends.
But listen, we were going through the facts. You saw the video, friends. Seeing one thing next to another, it's very evident who wins and why. So, one day maybe
the shirt. I love that.
maybe one day we'll get some more heavy competition every season between Orlando and Hollywood.
And I do want to get a couple comments about A Quiet Place real quick. Besides the obvious shit puppets, I wish we had Hollywoods.
There you go.
This is a great one. I think a great touch in Hollywood for sure. Brianna's partner, who uses ASL, got to interact with the scare actors.
That's awesome.
Very fun.
Jonathan, much more prominent usage in Hollywood than in Orlando. Not even close.
Yeah.
Albert, this one goes to Hollywood for sound design. That's fair. I get that. That's fair. I think the sound design was very good in Hollywood.
Oh, yeah.
So that is it for the shared IPs this year. And we're not going to do a Monstrose versus Monstrose Dose. That's just
not even good. Yeah, not even good.
But if you guys are up for it, I do want to toss in a surprise walkthrough comparison. A very timely one, if you guys don't mind.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Beautiful. I'm excited. Scarecrow the Reaping.
Oh, man.
Orlando. Please pardon maybe the quality of this. It's crazy how much better cameras have gotten in 7-8 years.
It really is.
And this was a pretty dark house, but should get the gist of it. Also, this fucking facade, having the hurricane go through and ruin the corn stalks, added flair to it. It made it better. A hurricane ruining this improved it.
Look at that.
Let's go. One of the all-timers in Orlando.
God, I wish I could have seen this in person, man.
You were so close, too.
Same.
Yeah, just a year off. Just 1 year off.
Already the scenic already. I can't even see most of the room, and I'm like, yeah.
Oh. Nice.
Hello.
Classic.
Is there like music playing?
Yeah.
Oh, that's nice. I remember that scene from
Yeti.
Oh,
is that a collapsed house? Yeah. Yeti.
You remember from Campground Kills? It's the same set.
Same exact set?
Yeah. So it's tough to tell, but the scale's much bigger than it looks in camera. So you would know it's Campground Kills.
Clever. Oh no, buffering.
We can pretend what's happening.
Oh, scary. That looks great, John. Look
oh my god. The scarecrows here. There's so many. There's so many scarecrows.
Look at the corn. I love the corn.
Oh my god. Oh shit. Sorry.
That got me. Whoa. That
was intense. That was the scariest house Orlando has ever made. Right there. With that scene.
That scene was incredible, dude.
I know everyone in the chat definitely saw that. Oh my. Woo.
Are we done buffering now? Are we good?
We're back.
We're back. Cool. I don't know how they got that guy to climb across the wall and over the ceiling. That was crazy, man.
That was insane.
Even the camera guy's like, get me the fuck out of here.
I don't want to be in here.
Oh, nice.
I don't get paid enough for this shit.
Just in your face out of fucking nowhere.
Holy hell.
It seems to have that Insidious level intensity. Scarecrow the buffering. Damn. Dude, wow, yeah, hit after hit after hit. They don't let you breathe in this.
They're just going. Oh, I recognize that sound. They use that sound a lot.
Yeah, they do.
Oh, this is the bird.
Yeah. Oh, what a fucking scene this was.
Oh, crazy. The way that the lights pulse, that's really clever.
The fact that it's so the set, like it's hard to tell because it's dark and they're
Yeah.
strobing and they don't want you to see a lot, but you can tell the sets are so
God.
detailed.
They had static scarecrows throughout too. That's terrifying.
Oh my god. How's it going?
Oh,
Not going well. All right. Fuck that. Fuck that.
oh, the cornfield. God, I wish I could have seen this in person, man. A great use of a mirror. Great use of like extending that screen. Damn, dude. I was so close to seeing this in person. So close.
This was a pretty cut up, like highlight version of the house too. It really
Sure,
didn't have it all.
sure.
And I know Orlando used to be stricter apparently on what you could do in media, so makes sense.
Crazy, man. Crazy.
Oh, feeling pretty good with Orlando's because
Yeah.
damn,
I wish it was easier to see, you know? Like,
Yeah,
I'm never going to be
yeah.
able to imagine what the house actually felt like walking through because every POV is either too dark or too many strobes. And, like, it's so hard to compare the two, which we're going to try to, but because I can't really see anything.
yeah, I guess it is tough if you haven't seen it for sure.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not the one I want. All right, well, I pulled that up. Let's look at a few comments. This was before we even played the video. Oh, Orlando, not even close. Scarecrow in Orlando is goated. One of the houses I wish I can go back time and see myself. I know you two feel the same.
Same. Yep.
Yeah. Yeah.
One of my all-time favorite houses in Orlando destroyed me. Oh, Mike, that's a
Whoa.
terrifying way to start, to say the least.
I don't know how you went back to the event. I don't know how you just didn't leave and never come back, frankly.
That is crazy. All right, what else do we have? I think that's enough for now. We'll just go to the next one. All right, here we go. So we're going to hop over to Hollywood. Remember, this is the same exact treatment. So Hollywood just made Scarecrow the Reaping, obviously with a little bit of their flair, as you'll see.
So did Orlando's end with the cornfield? Like that was the last of it?
Yeah, I think there
Okay.
was a room. I guess no, it was still part of the cornfield. So yeah, that was the ending.
Interesting. Okay. Cool.
We'll say I did like this facade a lot.
A great facade. Yeah, great facade.
Probably top 3 Hollywood facades I've seen.
Oh Lord. Excellent scenic, especially for Hollywood too. Like
Oh, yeah.
wall to wall, really good.
Especially compared to everything else that year, walking into this house was like, what happened? Where am
Yeah.
I?
Mhm.
I think these are rude.
But as good as it is for Hollywood, you can tell Orlando's, even from the darkness, like had better scenic.
Sure. Look at that. It doesn't have to be a scare square. Wow. Who would have thought?
That's crazy.
An effective, unpredictable scare? Whoa!
That bird was
That
so
bird.
cool. Wasn't this year the trend Hollywood started going like, let's add a little animatronic guy?
Yeah.
See what
yeah,
happens.
Pretty much.
Remember when Murdy talked for like 10 minutes about the history, about putting the newspapers on the walls and,
Yeah.
and the panel?
I love that panel. That's the kind of nerdy shit I want to hear.
Yeah, man. Ooh, double scare. Nice.
I think this is the room that the actors like completely walked through the house, like did a cast change, and I was confused.
They're all like butchered animals.
Gross.
Oh, people are scared shitless in here.
I wish I got better footage of this house, man.
It's all right. Nico's got you.
This is my #1 Hollywood house until last year.
Okay, Scarecrow.
Kind of feels unfair because it's an Orlando house, but whatever.
Look at this barn. Look at this barn scene.
That's
So good.
That's real good.
Yeah.
Shrek's outhouse.
What are you doing in my swamp?
Oh my goodness, is this where the birds poop on us? Oh, don't poop on me.
I mean, you can't see Orlando's in the video, but I mean, you can already just tell the difference in intensity.
Mm-hmm. I know there was supposed to be a big mound of poop that got cut from this house.
Oh my god.
I remember he had that in the concept art for the panel. I do like that you can see the people that were there getting turned into the scarecrows. Like, oh, that's what happened. I
Sure.
do like that touch.
Look at those railings.
There he
There
is.
he is.
Crow with a top hat.
Oh my goodness. Okay. Oh, we're out.
Yeah. So I'd like to mention I didn't play these so we can compare. I wanted to play them to show that they can both make bangers. This is an
Yeah.
all-timer in Orlando. It's an all-timer in Hollywood too.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, agreed. Again, the scares weren't obvious. They were hidden well. The scenic was wall to wall. The sound design was fun. Again, when Hollywood hits, it hits so well. Please, just hit it every time, man. Please. You don't have to write every single treatment. You don't have to design every single house.
Imagine if
No.
he was just able to pick the ones he wanted to do.
Yeah.
Like just I'll pick these 4 or these 5 and I want to do all of them. So all of them are going to have the same amount of, effort put into them.
Right.
And then the Insidious you can do because I don't want to do that,
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's go to a few comments real quick. The corn reference in Orlando. Yeah. So basically every time there's corn used, a hurricane hits. It's a curse.
It happened recently.
Mhm.
Sure did. I don't know how to describe it, but Orlando's seems way more intense and mature, where Hollywood's, though definitely terrifying, felt more character. Yes. I think the biggest difference and the one thing that they didn't translate was how real and lived in Orlando's felt.
Sure.
Where Hollywood still felt like a house, It
Yeah.
was a haunted house at the end of the day, where Orlando's, you were like, oh, I'm actually going to die. Let's see. We don't need to see Hollywood. We already have our winner. No winners this time. No winners.
The winner is us for having seen
We
these
win.
one or two of these houses.
The winner is the friends we made along the way.
Yeah. First year was 2023, so missed this with La Llorona. So this was my favorite Hollywood house of all time until the next house I did, which was La Llorona.
Yeah.
Immediately took the #1 spot, which it still holds. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of love for this property on both coasts.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
They're both amazing.
Well
and
deserved. Very well deserved.
Very much.
Absolutely.
Also, here's no, I do not have time for Chucky.
We know the
Last-
answer already.
In fact, I'm gonna end the stream. Bye. See you later.
That is a very clear winner, for sure.
Yeah,
that is. I just don't want to be put through the torture of watching Orlando's. That's all.
Promise Hollywood wins very easily. That's the Hollywood winner of this stream, Chucky.
Yes. But I think that's where we're going to wrap it up. I had a really good time watching some walkthroughs, Orlando, Hollywood. Again, it really wasn't to compare. It's just kind of a good way to watch some walkthroughs and see how it goes.
Mhm.
Both really fun events, obviously. We do them both every year and spend a lot of money doing so. And I look forward to keep doing that with you guys.
Aw.
Can't wait to all spend money together.
So thank you, John, for joining us so much. Always great having the Hauntline on live stream, podcast,
Yeah.
whatever it may be. You want to tell the people what you're doing, where they can find you?
Yeah, so Instagram at the Hauntline, Twitter at the Hauntline, YouTube.com/the Hauntline. I'm actually working on our first YouTube video of the season right now. We're in the pre-production phase, and it's one that I'm very excited about. That I hope you guys get a kick out of it. A little haunt history, a little speculation. It's got everything really.
Ooh, I think I know where you're going. I think.
Okay. And then we're also in the middle of Maze Madness, which is our first ever bracket competition where the folks get to vote. You get to vote for the mazes and which one moves on. So we're in round 3. Things are heating up. So be sure and follow us on Instagram to be part of that. And gentlemen, it's always a pleasure to be on 365 and to talk HHN. It's clear that we're all very starved, but we'll be there before we know it.
Hopefully the rumors really start kicking up and we have more to talk about and we don't have to resort to looking at the past too much. But I enjoyed this regardless.
Yeah, the nostalgia is a lot of fun, especially with everyone commenting and joining us in on the chat too. It's always a good time.
Yeah, definitely.
Absolutely.
Just a reminder to everyone watching. First of all, thank you for joining us. Always great. The engagement, always incredible. My favorite thing to do as 365 is these live streams. But we do have a consistent schedule now. Our podcast episodes will be dropping Mondays. That's going to be anywhere you listen to podcasts and YouTube as well. And then these live streams will be every Tuesday, as well as our social medias where we're making content all throughout the week. That's going to be it for this week. Thanks so much for joining us. Jonathan, any parting words?
Oh, I always forget which Jonathan. No, this is an amazing. This is an amazing live stream. I loved it. This is the first time we really watched walkthroughs on stream, and it's something that I've always tried to do with Discord, but it's super hard because Discord's so laggy, and it's more it buffers more than it did on this stream. So the fact that we're able to do it and talk with you guys and walk through these houses again is just awesome. And I'm sure we'll do something like this, eventually in a couple weeks or so.
Oh yeah,
this is a great format.
I don't think this is the last time we're doing this. That's for sure.
Absolutely. Oh, and last thing, make sure to join our Discord. I don't want to promote it too heavy, but Legacy, the Insider Legacy, has just said that might be going on as we speak. I don't know that he might be dropping a new clue for a new rumor for Halloween Horror Nights, and our server. I don't want to brag, but our server members who have been absolutely incredible have been the ones to solve pretty much every legacy clue this year. And you get to see it if you join our server. You'll get to see the process and how they solve it in real time. And so the clue should be dropping pretty shortly. I say within a couple of days. That's usually what happens when Legacy says he's gonna drop a clue. So make sure to I am plugging the Discord. But make sure to join the Horror Fan Discord. The link should be, is it in our description?
It's in the description.
In the description. So go click that and join. We always talk 365 days of the year, and we'd love for you to be a part of it.
Yeah. Perfect. All right, we're gonna wrap it up there. Thanks for calling the Hauntline. I mean, thanks for joining HHN 365 for another live stream. Hope to see you guys next